Imagine if I would have went for Meteor Beam on the Clipper on switch, and there's the Jet Punch. Okay, nice. That's good. If this can one-shot him for somehow, like, that'd be great. I think I can get right back into the match. It does. It gets the KO. Wow. This is going to be a down-to-the-wire match. What is up, everybody? Back with some more Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Regulation H VGC. This is actually a team I actually made around ESPEON, Hisuian Samurott, and Blaziken, and a bunch of other really cool stuff. But mainly the main mon I built this team around was ESPEON, and this is probably the most successful team I've had, especially in-game, that I've made for Regulation H so far. So we're going to kind of be using this team today, and I'm going to throw you guys a rental code and everything. So it's actually a team that I actually made. I've actually had this team in the works for a little while now. I've actually did a lot of testing with this team, mainly on Showdown, and then actually did a pretty significant amount of testing in-game with this team, and it actually turned out really well. I actually got pretty high on the ladder with this team. I think really high on the ladder right now is, I think it's like close to 1700 or something on the Regulation H ladder. I got to around about 1500, which I think is around about top 200 on the Showdown ladder with this team. So it's actually pretty damn good, considering the ladder. Like the first other team that I actually made, if you guys missed that video, go check it out. I'll leave a link to it in the video. But my first Regulation H team, it was really early on, and the ladder really wasn't very high. So the max on the ladder was like 1400 at the time, so I got top 50 with that team, but it was a lot easier to also get top 50 because the ladder, the rankings weren't that high at the current time because it was still the start of the format, especially on Showdown. So I got top 200 with this team, still pretty good with this team. That's plenty fine by me, especially this early on in the format. So really good team. If you guys want to use the team, paste should be down below. And there should be a rental up in the corner if you guys want to go use it in-game. Have some fun with it. If you guys are content creators as well, you want to use the team, just give me some credit in the description or in the video. And let me know any feedback and how you guys do. That'd be great. Same with anybody else that wants to use the team. I'm going to break this team down and we're going to hop some games. Going to be more of an in-depth video, so I'll throw a time stamp on screen for you guys right now if you just want to skip to the battles. You don't want any in-depth explanation on this team. If you do, keep watching. Kind of talk about this team. The main thing I made this around was ESPEON. I think ESPEON is actually a really cool mon in the format. It's one of my favorite evolutions alongside Umbreon. It's probably my second favorite, and my third is probably Sylveon, but second favorite evolution. I wanted to make this thing work. I haven't really used it at all. I used it a little bit in singles a long time ago and a little bit here and there, but I haven't really used or seen it at all in VGC. It is actually one of the best special attacking mons in the format with one of the highest special attacks of 130 base stat, and you also have a really solid 110 base speed. There is actually a lack of fairies in the format as well, and one of the things that ESPEON actually does really well is actually ends up going Tera Fairy and actually making really good use of the Fairy Tera. So that's kind of what this ESPEON kind of really makes use of. You got the Calm Mind, the Draining Kiss there with the Tera. Actually, I think it becomes like 60 or 65 base power. That is not with any setup either. With setup, it's more of like a 90 base power move with a +1 boost. +2, I think it's around about like 110 base power move, which is pretty good. You're getting a bunch of health back, and you're just doing so much damage with it at that point. Kind of more of a weaker move, but if you go Tera, it still does a solid amount of damage. And paired with a few things on this team, which we'll talk about, it does a lot more. You got the Protect there, and then the Psychic, just mainly for your stab. Overall, what you're really going to want to be doing with the ESPEON on this team and what this team is really meant to do, at least it's going to be like your main fairy thing on this team. You do have other fairy types on this team, but like your main one is the ESPEON. At least like the offensive one is the ESPEON. It's also a really good Psychic type. Psychic ain't too bad in the format. There's a lot of poison types and fighting types and stuff running around, so not really as many fighting types. There's a few that you can hit for solid damage, but just mainly that type of stuff. And the Psychic Fairy typing together is also really good offensively if you can kind of use both. So you also have Magic Bounce, which I think is another really cool ability. Magic Bounce, what it actually does is it bounces back any type of status move. So stuff like Stealth Rocks, for example, Spikes, Taunt, Spore is one of them, Sleep Powder. Anything that's like a status type move, it gets bounced back. And that's also pretty good for ESPEON because you can't be put to sleep or taunted, so you can set up freely, and if they try to taunt you, it gets bounced back by the magic bounce, unless they're mold breaker, of course. That's the only way you can actually negate it with like mold breaker, Tinkaton, or that type of stuff. If they don't have mold breaker, there's no way they can taunt you or like shut you down or allow you from not setting up, so that's kind of cool. Really cool mon. I think it did a really good job actually kind of building and including it with this team, along with a few other things that are some stuff I really like to use. You got the Whimsicott on this team, more of a standard set with the Covert Cloak, so you can't get flinched and you can't take any like secondary effects from moves like Icy Wind and a few other things that are running around. Kind of a standard set, just mainly for the Tailwind. The team really benefits for Tailwind. It's more of like a middling type speed range team. The Blaziken can outspeed some stuff, but you gotta get like a +1 or +2 speed boost. The fastest thing is the Espeon, even then 110 really isn't the fastest compared to some of the other stuff. So having a Tailwind boost on this team is something that you really want some of your games, so that's pretty good. You got the Boom Blast there just for stab damage, chip damage. Encore to actually lock stuff into Fake Out. Whatever is not a dark type or not blocked by like Armor Tail or that type of thing, or Dazzling. I've seen actually Bruxish coming back again with Dazzling. Any priority blocking abilities can get encored in. You can encore them into like a setup move or like Fake Out or Protect, which is great. And it allows like the Espeon to set up, or allows you to do a shit ton more damage, or even like the Blaziken to set up sometimes, which is really cool. And then you have the Helping Hand there to just kind of boost damage. If you have nothing you really want to do, you just click Helping Hand, you just help the partner out, whoever's beside you, just do a bunch more damage. That's kind of the main thing. Or if you know you're going to be dying on this specific turn, just click Helping Hand, get some extra damage off. It's kind of what's really there for. Got the Grimmsnarl on this team. There's actually a double screens Grimmsnarl. This team also really likes double screens. If you're going against more of a slower team, I think screens works a lot better. If you're going more of like a middle speed range to like a faster speed team, usually you might even want to run like doubles, like the screens and Tailwind sometimes. But it kind of comes on what you're really going against. This team really likes screens. The Espeon sets up really well under screens. The Glamora becomes way more bulkier under screens, same like the Samurott. Some of the stuff on this team is pretty naturally bulky, and you add a screen like a reflector or light screen on top, it just makes them a lot harder to kill, especially when they're dishing out so much damage. You just get such an advantage over the opposing teams. Even like a Blaziken under screens allows it to survive a lot better from like priority attacks and some other stuff. So got screens there. You also have Fake Tears. Fake Tears alongside the Glamora pretty much one-shots everything, as long as they're not a dark type, so that they block it with Prankster, like they have any type of like priority blocking abilities or moves. Fake Tears hits, you lower your special defense on the opposing thing that you're going to be attacking. You hit them with a really strong move from the Glamora or the Espeon. Usually the Espeon alongside like Draining Kiss. If you can like Fake Tears plus Draining Kiss combo at like +1 or neutral even, you just do so much damage and just keep getting so much health back. It works really well alongside both of those mons. And you just have the Spirit Break there, just lower special attack and do damage in case you get taunted or have nothing else to really do there. So, solid mon. If you guys want all the EV spreads as well, all the EV spreads are in the paste down below. I'm not going to really be talking about them in this, but it should be in the paste. Got the Samurott on this team. Hisuian Samurott right now I think is really underrated. It is an incredibly cool mon that actually has a really good typing. You have like a bunch of really good coverage. Water Dark is really good. You hit stuff like Golden Go, Incineroar for really good damage. One of the only things that actually can hit Arclet on and not have to worry about is defense boost, spam with stamina, and because Sacred Sword ignores all boosts, so you can actually two-shot Arclet on if they don't Tera on you, which is huge. There's a bunch of other stuff it's really good into. Just a really good mon. A lot of Psychic types like Indeedee, like spam teams, it's really good into. It's good into Armor Rogue. Those type of teams. Ursaluna is forced to Tera on you, and even then you have Sacred Sword to do like a shit ton of damage to it. This is a really good mon. Overall, it's really good. You got the clear amulet there, so you can't be intimidated or have your stats lowered by stuff like Parting Shot and that type of thing. So that's kind of cool from like Incineroar and a few other stuff that's kind of running those type of moves. You got the Tera Grass there, just mainly as a defensive Tera. Got the Glamora on this team with the Power Herb, Meteor Beam. Glamora is another mon I think a lot of people are overlooking currently. And you actually compare it on this team, you actually have double hazard stacking on this team. With Ceaseless Edge and Toxic Debris, you can actually hazard stack without actually using like Stealth Rocks or like any hazard type moves. Just from an ability and then just from a move, which is kind of cool. So you can actually like stack spikes with Ceaseless Edge, and then if you get hit with the Glamora from like a physical type attack, you stack spikes on the enemy team with Toxic Debris, so that's kind of cool. It's another thing this team kind of has going for it. You can kind of play a little bit stally with toxic damage and being able to break focus sashes and that type of thing, which is really nice, having a lot of chip damage. It really helps out the team damage-wise. So, another mon that I think is really underrated. It's really hard, and it actually has a decent speed tier in this format. You actually don't get outsped by like almost everything, especially under Tailwind. You can outspeed a decent amount of stuff. You got the Tera flying there just as a defensive Tera to dodge the ground type moves. Pretty much what you want to do is just go for Meteor Beam. Meteor Beam actually one-shots pretty much every single Incineroar build being ran currently. A lot of Incineroars are actually running more offensive type builds, so you pretty much just guarantee one-shotting most Incineroar builds. There's a lot of other stuff that also gets one-shotted by Gyarados does, which is pretty common. Talonflame. There's a few other things that are really common as well, but a bunch of fire types. Arcanine. Hisuian Arcanine, which he also gets one-shotted by Earth Power at the same time, but Arcanine's another one. There's a few other fire types and flying types and that type of thing that kind of just get one-shotted by it. Hydreigon's another one that does if they don't Tera. So, kind of cool. You get the +1 boost and you're just really fast under Tailwind, or you're pretty bulky under screens and you just shit damage. It's kind of what you really do. It's what it's really on the team for. And that's last but not least, we actually got Blaziken. Another really underrated mon. I don't think it's a crazy good mon, but it does work really well on this team. You're not going to be bringing it every single game, but when you do bring it, it actually does work. It puts in a shit ton of work. I got the Air Balloon on here. I didn't really know what item to really throw on this Blaziken. I experimented with like a multitude of items. I think the most consistent one, at least try to do something most of the time, was Air Balloon. And that way, if it pops, you don't have to really take as much damage from knockoff, which is pretty common. So, you got the Air Balloon there. The Tera Fire just for extra damage. I also debated like a defensive Tera on this thing to dodge stuff like Priority Aqua Jet and like Jet Punch from Palafin, but even with a defensive Tera, most of the time you get 2KO'd by that anyways. So I thought I was just better off going like an offensive Fire Tera on this thing just for maximizing damage. So you do have screens which help you live some stuff a little bit better, but the main thing you're going to be doing this with Blaziken is if you can set up, you can. If you can like encore some stuff in or like get the opportunity to set up a Sword Stance, you can. But just pretty much going for Protect. With the +1 speed boost, you outspeed almost everything. I think I'm not 100% sure with the exact speed range outspeed with a +1 boost, but you are max speed Jolly. With +2, you outspeed pretty much everything in the format, for sure, apart from like priority mons and that type of stuff. And you just start dishing out shit tons of damage. It's kind of what you really do. Got the close combat there for stuff like Ursaluna and a bunch of other things. The fire type damage into Rillaboom and a bunch of other stuff being played currently, so it's kind of the main thing you want to do is dish out a shit ton of damage until you get a bunch of recoil or just go down and kind of just let the rest of your team pick up the scraps. It's kind of what you really do. Kind of straightforward. So that's the entire team. Hopefully you guys test the team out. Let me know how you guys do. If you guys have any feedback, let me know. But overall, I'm really happy with how this team actually turned out and kind of proud with how it works. So hopefully you guys have fun with it. I've been having a lot of fun with this team. I've been having a blast using this team on Showdown and in-game for the last, at least in-game for the last day or and a half. Haven't had it in-game, I just got it done building it a little while back, but on Showdown a lot, so let's hop in some games. Alright, we're here in the match. My opponent has an entire team of legendaries, so if there was a showcase for this team to see if I can actually overcome the odds, this is definitely the showcase for it here. We actually have Lunala, Mew, Arceus, Zamazenta, Rayquaza, and Latias. So what I kind of want to do here is actually just lead Hisuian Samurott. Hisuian Samurott's really good in my opponent's team. He's pretty weak to Dark type. He has like 3 things that are weak to Dark, which is really nice. I think Whimsicott's also another really solid lead here. What else do I want to bring? Part of me wants to bring screens, but I just don't know if it's really worth. I think I'm better off just kind of bringing the ESPEON in the back if I want to go Tera Fairy. Tera Fairy is also really good into his team. And then part of me wants to bring Glamora, because Glamora ain't too bad like defensively into his team, especially for stuff like the Arceus. I can kind of negate like a normal type move, hopefully, and try to bop it back. So I think I'm going to bring the Glamora here. Grimmsnarl wouldn't be too bad either, but I just don't know if it really pays brand. It's just kind of passive, and if he sets up all over me, it could be a problem. If you like the videos, leave a like, subscribe, share the video. Got a bunch more stuff on the way. You guys not want to miss. He's has a hacked Wonder Trade Mon on his team. Advertising those scam websites, that's nice. So he leads with Quaza. I don't know how I feel about this. I'm just going to Ceaseless Edge here. I think I got a Ceaseless Edge and I go for Tailwind. We'll see what he goes for. If he Swords Dances or something, I can lock him into something with Encore. It'll be like Tera normal Rayquaza too, with like E-Speed, but see how it goes. I actually outspeed all that because of the Tailwind, that's why. That doesn't even one-shot him though, it's surprising. See what he goes for here. Pollen Puff. That actually does over half. I'm surprised. He just doubles into the Samurott on his turn. Or that actually just one-shots me, never mind. Never mind. Good thing is though, I have Glimmora in the back under Tailwind. So I can get a free Meteor Beam boost here off the Rayquaza. So that could be pretty good. And I think it's a little too early for Espeon. I want to see what his other Mons are. I can try to set up on him, but I want to see what else he has first. I'm just going to Ceaseless Edge again to see another layer of spikes. And then I'm going to Meteor Beam here. He could have E-Speed, which could be a problem here, but... I'm not going to waste a Tera or anything here. I think it's a little too early on in the match. I want to see what his other last two Mons are. Like, I still have Tailwind for another 2 turns, so... If he doesn't have Arceus in the back, like, everything I have pretty much outspeeds him. One-shots the Rayquaza. That's another thing that Meteor Beam is really good into as well. Dragonite's also really common in Regulation H. You have Salamence running around. It pretty much one-shots both of those Mons, unless they're like multi-scale Dragonite. Which is a little bit more common. People are starting to kind of run multi-scale Dragonite, but if they aren't multi-scale, it pretty much one-shots all Dragonite builds. Same like Salamence, pretty sure it does, so... Unless they're like incredibly bulky. Does have Arceus, okay. And Lunala, so that's good for me. Take some spikes damage. Chip damage is always really good. This team really likes the chip damage from the spikes and the toxic spikes and all that shit. So I have Ceaseless Edge here. It's 4 times effective, so I should probably get a KO. We'll see how it goes. I think he might just E-Speed here, though. I'll Sludge Bomb. Yeah, I'll Sludge Bomb here. No E-Speed. One-shots Lunala. Get out of here. It's gonna come down to the Arceus probably versus like the Espeon and maybe the Glimmora here. Judgment, okay. I prefer him going after the Samurott because like I don't really do much to him anyways. I'd rather have the Glimmora around because I resist normal. So I'll go into the Espeon here. I think it's Psychic here for damage. I have one more turn of Tailwind, I think, so... I think an E-Speed from this range doesn't even kill me. Unless he's like Choice Banded, which I don't think he is. So, not bad. Really solid game. Really nice showcase for this team. Kind of got the Tailwind up in there. Was kind of just able to sweep under Tailwind there, do some really solid damage. Granted, the Hisuian Samurott had a really good match into his team. Same with the Glimmora, had a really good matchup into his team there. So those two kind of carried the game. That's why Hisuian Samurott is kind of good, though. It has some really good matchups, especially with like fighting coverage added onto that. It's just hits so much stuff for really good damage. I'll see you guys in another match. Alright, we are actually going against a copy-paste Rain team, so that's going to be fun. One has the Golden Go, Amoonguss, Incineroar, Palafin, which is actually a problem for this team. I do not like Rain Palafin with Brain Boosted Jet Punch. That's kind of a problem. Rillaboom and then Pelipper. So, what I want to do here, I need screens. I really want screens here. I think screens really benefit me in this match. I think I get screens going. What else do I want to do here? I just don't know what I really lead with. I can lead with like the Samurott, which ain't too bad into his team. Only shitty thing is if he leads like with the Pelipper, then I have to try to eat Hurricanes. I don't really want to eat Hurricanes turn 1. Or like Rillaboom, it forces me to Tera. I think I'm kind of forced to, though I don't really have any better leads here. What else do I want to bring? I'm not bringing Blaziken. Blaziken's a no-go here. I think I bring the ESPEON on the back. If he brings the Mungus, I can maybe try to dodge a Spore or something. I think I bring the Glimmora here. I'm going to try to bring Glimmora. It's decent into his team, but I just might have to go Tera Flying or something to actually get a move off. Because under screens, it's decently bulky. I'm just weak to water and a bunch of other shit, so it just comes down to what he really brings. Palafin, okay. This ain't too bad for me. This ain't too bad, because I can just go for... I can either go for Reflect here, or I can just go for, like, Light Screen, which I think I'm going to do. I'm going to Light Screen here, and I'm just going to go for Ceaseless Edge. Just going to withdraw the Palafin straight up. He doesn't want to get Thunder Waved or whatever. Maybe scared of Thunder Wave. Comes the Mungus, okay. I have Espeon in the back, so if I can set up like a light screen, that'd be great, because I think he probably just wants to put the Samurott to sleep. Tera Steel, okay. I mean, Tera Steel makes sense because he's running in the rain, so you don't have to worry about the fire weakness as much. So it does make sense. My light screen up, that does about half. That's a 2-hit KO. I just don't want to get put to sleep, that's the main thing. Just to make it rain. I do have a screen up though, so this should be like taking like a -1. That still does so much, it one-shots me. That's Specs. That's Choice Specs Golden Go, because otherwise he wouldn't one-shot me. I think I'm going to go into Glimmora here. Part of me wants to go into Glimmora. I just don't want it being put to sleep. Like, that's just the main problem. I really want to bait him. I really do. Like, I just want to bait him into the... with, like, the magic bounce. Try to bounce a Spore back and make the turn irrelevant, but... I don't know. I think I'm going to wait for the Glimmora yet. I'm just going to Psychic here. I could set up too, I guess. What does his team look like? I don't know what his last Mon really would be. Like, it's either Rillaboom or Incineroar, and if it was Incineroar, I think he'd already go into it here. I think it's either Rillaboom or probably the Pelipper. Alongside the Palafin, I'm assuming. It's probably Pelipper, if I were to guess. Oof, I don't know. I just don't know if it's worth setting up because I don't have a Reflect, so I don't know if it really pays setting up here. I have no Reflect, so I'm just going to Ceaseless Edge again. It's a 2-hit KO from this range, and I kind of want the spikes. The Rage Powder's kind of shitty, though. Alright, if this one-shots him, that'd be great. Doesn't. Get a low roll. That is for sure Choice Specs. For sure 1,100,000% Choice Specs. I think his last Mon's probably Pelipper. I'm assuming that's what it is. It has to be Pelipper. I'm not really scared of the Golden Gold anymore though, because like it just keeps lowering its attack, so it's doing less and less damage. Comes Palafin again. spikes. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to protect the ESPEON on this turn. I'm going to protect the ESPEON. I'm going to go Tera flying here, and then hopefully a Meteor Beam actually gets the KO here. That's what I'm going to hope happens. I'm going to hope he Jet Punches the Palafin. He's going to switch out and bring the Pelipper in. I don't know, do I even live a Wave Crash in the rain? I don't know if I do. Even with Tera flying, like being neutral, it depends on his build. If he's banded, I'd probably just get one-shotted anyways, actually. Well, imagine if I would have went for Meteor Beam on the Pelipper on switch, and there's the Jet Punch. Okay, nice. That's good. If this can one-shot him for somehow, like, that'd be great. I think I can get right back into the match. It does. It gets the KO. Wow. This is going to be a down-to-the-wire match. Unfortunately, like, I don't know if I can actually one-shot Pelipper. It's going to come down to, like, the Golden Go if he actually one-shots both of my Mons. Because if I can live like a Make It Rain here, or if he has Thunderbolt, I think he can still win. I have to double into Pelipper here because he's probably Sash. I think that's what I got to do here. Actually, I can probably just Psychic. I can maybe just Psychic the Pelipper here and just try to get rid of the Golden Go, because I think the Golden Go is more of a threat here. I think he's for sure choice specs, so I'm just actually going to Earth Power the Golden Go here. I think I can maybe live a one move, because I do have a Reflect up still. Does over half. Nice, perfect. I think no matter what here, unless he has Tailwind, but even then, like, I still have 2 Mons. I don't know how he wins here, unless he has some crazy move, Weather Ball. I think that's game. Bad, really good. Sludge Bomb just takes you out from this range, for sure. Perfectly played. That went as well as it could have ever went. Oh, he has Protect. He wants to stall out my light screen. I don't think it matters, bro. I outspeed you. I do not think it matters. Just delaying the inevitable. He surrenders. Good shit. Getting a win versus a really sweaty copy-paste rental team. A rain team, probably one of the best, like, archetypes currently in the Regulation Age format, so... We got really lucky there, though. He ended up going for Jet Punch onto the ESPEON, so that we ended up getting really lucky on that turn. He got the 1-hit KO there on the Palafin. That just goes to show you how powerful the Meteor Beam and, like, the Glamora is, though. Especially, like, +1. And, like, how important the Stealth Rock and, like, or not the Stealth Rock, the Spikes damage is. That Spikes damage there maybe mattered. He maybe would have lived if there was no chip damage there, so. Worst all game. I'll see you guys in another match. Alright, we're going against a Regulation F team. One has the Flutter Main, Arclidon, Blood Moon, Ursaluna, or Shifu. Oh, that's fun to play against. Iron Bundle, and Chien-Pao. So what do I even do here? I don't even know what I do here. I can maybe go for Tailwind. I think I'm forced to bring Tailwind here. I'm forced to bring the Whimsicott. It just kind of comes down to what I really want to bring it with. If he leads Chien-Pao, I can go for, like, Meteor Beam turn 1 and get a free KO, or, like, the Iron Bundle. I think that'd be kind of cool to do. I think that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to bring the Glamora turn 1. I'll bring that out. What else do I want to bring here? I think I'm kind of forced to bring the Samurott in the back. It's pretty good into his team, but I might have to use, like, Terra Grass. Just try to, like, live a Dazzling Gleam or a Moonblast. What else do I want to bring? I could bring the Blaziken here. Like, if I can get a speed boost going, it ain't too bad. So I'm going to try to bring Blaziken in this game. If I can get, like, +1 or +2 speed, especially, like, a Tailwind up, I can put in some work. It's not the worst thing here, but it depends what he really brings. But this team is really weak to Urshifu too. Like, this team's not prepared for Urshifu at all. So, same with Flutter Mane. Which he just leads with. I don't even know if like a Meteor Beam actually one-shots the Urshifu. I'm gonna Tailwind here. He's not Speed Booster, so he's probably Specs. Does a Meteor Beam one-shot? Actually, it doesn't. It's not gonna one-shot him because it's resisted, so... Going after the Flutter Mane, I guess. I think the Glimmer just drops on this turn. I think I'm probably dead. Oh, I actually one-shot him. That's crazy. I didn't think I was going to one-shot a Flutter Mane. The Surging Strikes, though. That's a 2-hit KO. The good thing is I get Toxic Spikes and I get double layers on his side, so that's kind of cool. Actually, he gets a low roll there, I live. Doesn't matter, though. I think another shitty thing, too, is like I can't protect the Blaziken either. The Blaziken can't get protected because otherwise I'll just get one-shotted, so I'm kind of forced to go into Samurott here and probably go Terra Grass, depending what he sends out. Like, I can Moonblast into Urshifu, but it's not going to one-shot him at all, so if I do want to get rid of it, I have to double into Urshifu here. That's this thing. I don't know what this really does. Unless he goes for Freeze Dry here, but I think he just attacks Whimsicott on this turn. Oh, he actually Speed Booster too. That's not good. That's not good. I think I might actually just be better off like going for Helping Hand here, but like I just can't hit Urshifu for any good damage. I'm gonna Moonblast if I somehow live, and then I'm gonna go Terra Grass here. I'm gonna Terra Grass and then go for a Sacred Sword onto the Terra Grass. I can't really go for anything on the Urshifu. It resists like all my moves too. Like this team's not made for Urshifu. I have nothing for it on this team like at all. I guess ESPEON, but like Draining Kiss ain't one-shotting him either, unless I'm at like setup. I'm gonna Sacred Sword here. I shall outspeed him, even with a speed boost, so that's cool. Citrus Berry. I even outspeed the bundle, and I one-shot bundle, that's huge. Didn't expect to outspeed him under Tailwind even. It's close combat, I should live that. We tank close combat. So that's good to know. So I should be able to outspeed like whatever else he has on his team. Oh, the Ursaluna, that's perfect. That is perfect. He still has a Tera though, so I think he's going to use the Tera on Ursaluna here. So I'm just going to Moonblast on this turn. He could go for his like Hyper Voice here too, which he could do. But I think what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to go for Sacred Sword. If he goes Tera normal, then I just get huge damage on him anyways. Bye. Get out of here. Got Blaziken in the back too, which is really nice here. It's a 2-hit KO. He just goes after the Whimsicott, okay. It doesn't even KO the Whimsicott. He's not Life Orb, so I don't know what he's running. He's probably like Throat Spray, I'm assuming. Because he doesn't have the boost. I can actually Encore him in here too if I really wanted to, but I'm just going to Helping Hand. I'm going to Helping Hand and just go for Sacred Sword again. I think he surrenders. No Tera. I'm really surprised he did not go for Tera there. I don't know what he's saving his Tera for. He must be saving it for his next match. Unless he's not Tera normal or he's just like a Tera that doesn't matter. Wow, I didn't expect to win this. That turn 1 KO on the Flutter Mane, getting the one-shot on the Flutter Mane, that was huge. I did not expect that to one-shot Flutter Mane. This team's really good. Like, I'm telling you guys, this team is incredibly good. This is probably even better than my first team I made for Regulation Age. Usually, the teams like the first team I make isn't the greatest. It's great early on, but like the teams I make after the first one just keep getting better and better. I really like this team. I'm going against Regulation F teams, and like I'm doing really well and I'm winning in dominant fashion versus Regulation F teams and like teams of legendaries. That says something. I'll see you guys in another match. Over here, another game. We're actually going against a Dondozo Tatsugiri team. Dondozo Tatsugiri, Meowstic Male, Amoonguss, Volcarona, and Dragapult. So what I actually really want here is I really want Toxic Spikes up. Toxic Spikes actually really help me versus the Dondozo Tatsugiri. So I think what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to bring the Glimmora. It's actually pretty solid into his team. I really want Tailwind here too. Tailwind ain't too bad into his team, so I'm going to go for Tailwind here. What else do I want to do? I can bring the ESPEON in the back. Ain't too bad if he wants to go for like Spore shit or like that type of thing. I can bounce back whatever he wants to throw at me, especially with the Meowstic stuff. If he has like Thunder Wave and that type of thing. He leaves. Okay. He disconnected. He got so scared he ran away. Okay, I'll see you guys in another match. Alright, we're here with one final game. Hopefully my opponent doesn't run away on me in the team preview. I haven't had that happen in quite a while, so... Opponent has the Porygon 2, Alolan Ninetales, Baxcalibur, Corviknight, Incineroar, and Sinistcha. So this is another really good game for the Samurott. Samurott looks really good here. I think what I'm going to do here is I actually really want Whimsicott. I'm going to bring Whimsicott lead. Looks really nice here. And then I'm going to bring the Glimmora. The matches really well to like most stuff he wants to lead. I have Sludge Bomb for Sinistcha. Hits it really hard. I got Meteor Beam with the Alolan Ninetales name on it, turn 1. That could be really nice. If he goes for Aurora Veil, I can lock him into Aurora Veil with Encore. What else? I bring Samurott here, looks really nice. And then I actually kind of want to bring Blaziken. Blaziken also looks pretty good here, funny enough. Only shitty thing is if he has like Trick Room. I think that's the main problem, but his team like is like a hybrid team, so I don't know if he actually has Trick Room or it's just more of like a screens team. Just kind of set up behind screens, I'm not sure. He has like Ninetales, that's pretty fast, and like Baxcalibur isn't like really a Trick Room on. I think it's more of like a screens team with like a bunch of bulky shit thrown onto it. Yeah, this ain't bad. This ain't too bad. This is not bad at all. It's actually really nice for me here. No Ninetales is really nice. And like I can Encore him in if he wants to go for Body Press, Iron Defense, like I can lock him into that. I think what I do here is I just Tailwind. And then I'm just going to go for Meteor Beam turn 1. If he goes Tera on this turn, he can. Or if he switches, that's fine. But something's taking a Meteor Beam here. I don't think he gets... I'm pretty sure he gets one-shotted by it if he doesn't Tera here. There's no Tera. There's no Tera. I think you're dead. Unless you're Focus Sash, you're probably dead. I gotta land this, though. I gotta land this. Okay, good. Huge Meteor Beam. One-shotting Baxcalibur turn 1. Glimmora is so fucking good. There's a mon nobody's prepared for either. It's just so difficult to deal with. There's the Iron Head, whatever. Throws up a layer of spikes for me. That's nice. Take some chip damage on the way in. That's great for the Porygon, like the Sinistcha, and like whatever else he has. There's a Porygon, so I get some free toxic damage on that thing. That's pretty cool. Special attack boost. I don't know how that really matters though. I think the only bad thing is I can't really hit Corviknight here for really any good damage because he resists. He's immune to poison type and like I don't really have anything. I can't hit him with a ground type move, so he kind of walls me, unfortunately. So that's gonna kind of be Blaziken's job to try to get rid of the Corviknight, I think, in this match. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm just gonna Helping Hand. I'm gonna Helping Hand and just go for Sludge Bomb here and try to hit this Porygon for crazy damage. This is a +1 Helping Hand boosted Sludge Bomb. See how much it does. Wow, that is a lot of damage. 75%. I live a Brave Bird. This Corviknight is just dishing out damage. Oh, he actually is Trick Room. I can Encore him into Trick Room, though. I can actually Encore him into Trick Room here. That's what exactly what I'm going to do. As leftovers, okay. It's another thing with this toxic damage. You're like, look at how much chip damage that gets. It all adds up over time. Like, he's forced to recover here, too. And, like, I can just lock him right into Trick Room. So I'm just going to Spiky Shield here. Until he reverses the Trick Room for me. There you go. There we go. You reversed the Trick Room for me. That's great. Thanks. Thanks for that. That's cool. There's the Iron Head, so he even goes after the Glamora, trying to get rid of it. So I get another turn with the Whimsicott on the field. That's nice. Take some chip damage. It's going really well. We're doing really good. We're throwing a wrench into like all my opponent's plans here. Like everything he's trying to do, he's getting fucked over. Like, he can't recover either, so either he switches out or, like, something else takes a shit ton of damage. He has nothing else on his team that wants to take a Helping Hand boosted Sludge Bomb here. I don't even think I need to go for Helping Hand, actually. I think I'm just better off getting chip damage onto Corviknight this turn. And I'm just going to Sludge Bomb. I think whatever comes in just takes a shit ton of damage anyways. Blaziken's looking so good here. He's going to switch. What do you have that wants to take this? Ninetales? You ain't going to take this. You do not want to take this. Just one-shots him. Get out of here. Get out of here. I don't know how he wins now. Unless he's not a body press like Iron Defense Corviknight either. So that means Blaziken just comes in and wins, I think. I don't know how he wins this. Tailwind Pewers are out. I don't think that matters because he's running Trick Room, so he's probably running no speed on both of these mons anyways. Blaziken about to put in a shit ton of work. I think the only way he maybe survives if he has Protect on Porygon, but then he just dies to toxic damage. So, like, I don't know. I don't know how he wins here. Unless he's crazy Tera, he has, like, Tera Water on Corviknight, maybe. I'm gonna Flare Blitz. I'm just gonna Flare Blitz here, and I'm gonna Sludge Bomb. Oh, no, I misclicked. I misclicked. No. I didn't mean to click it onto the Corviknight, no. I don't know if it matters, though. I actually don't know if it matters. He could recover here, but I don't know if that matters, actually. As long as the Corviknight dies, that was the main thing. He could recover here. He does. I don't know if it matters. I misclicked there. I meant to click the Porygon for Sludge Bomb. I don't know. I'd go for Close Combat here. I think that's still game. Unless he's Tera Ghost. Could be Tera Ghost. See if he's Tera Ghost. That's the only way he stays in this match. And like if he is, then I have Hisuian Samurott sitting on the bench. So I come in and I just start throwing out Ceaseless Edge. He just surrenders. He's like, yeah, there's no way I win this. Get wrecked. Even with the misclick, I still win. The team's really good. Really good team. I think I've like won every single game I've done tonight. Every game I've won. I've done over like 10 games. I don't know how many you guys are probably going to end up seeing, but I also kind of did some warm-up games before I started recording. Kind of get back into the swing of using this team a little bit, because I haven't used it over like a day now, so I want to get right kind of back into it and see how it plays. So I can have like the best matches possible for you guys, and I won all those matches too. There was a few matches I was really close to losing. It was a really close match, but I won every single one of them, like almost like 10, 12 games so far tonight, so I have not lost once. That's how you know this team's really good. A lot of those games too, some of you guys probably see, were actually like Regulation F teams and like full teams of legendaries, and I was still holding my own and getting dubs. So And this team is not prepared at all for like Regulation G teams or Regulation F teams like Urshifu, Flutter Mane, and all that broken shit. So really solid. Let's talk a little bit more about this team. Well, there you have it all. Hopefully that was a pretty good showcase for what this team can really do. I kind of included a little bit of everything, like Regulation F teams, Teams of Legends, other Regulation H teams. It's probably going to be a really long video, but usually if I'm featuring my own teams, I really want to showcase them because I'm kind of proud of the teams I put together, and they take forever to put together as well, so I like playing my own stuff. I don't know about you guys, but if you build your own teams, you probably like playing your own teams as well. The teams I make, I love playing them. That's one of the main reasons I like team building. And then using a bunch of really cool stuff. Like ESPEON's such a cool mon. I haven't seen anybody else using ESPEON at all, so if you guys want a team around ESPEON, really solid ESPEON team. Same with Blaziken. I haven't seen anybody really trying Blaziken very much. This is a pretty solid team that Blaziken works really well on. And same with Hisui and Samurott. Another really cool mon. I don't see many people really using. I think it's kind of on the underrated side of the list currently. Same with Glamora. I think you're going to see Glamora and Hisui and Samurott kind of rising up, especially over the near future, next few weeks, maybe next month, sometime in that time frame. You're probably going to see a lot more usage from these two mons because they're both really good. They have really good coverage. They hit a lot of shit in the format for really good damage. Ceaseless Edge is such a good ability, or such a good move. Glamora just hits so damn hard. You guys probably seen the showcase, like how much that Meteor Beam does. Like just one shot's like half the shit you throw it at. So it's a really good mon, especially at +1 boost, and you pair that with like a Helping Hand boost, or like under screens yet, which is incredibly good, or alongside like a fake Tears defense drop under like Tailwind, or just being able to outspeed something that like you're pretty much one-shotting whatever you're going after. So incredibly good, really good mon. A lot of cool stuff on this team. So if you guys want to use it, rental up in the corner, paste down below. All the EV spreads should be in the paste as well. There's a few things I might probably change from like the paste, because I think on Showdown I actually have Blaziken like Tera Grass. There's a few other item changes I think with the Blaziken, and a few things I might need to update before I make the paste, or at least before I put this video out for you guys. Hopefully I remember, because I was testing a few different Teras and items, so I'm going to have to update what actually ended up being the final product for you guys. So apart from that, I'm going to get out of here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Leave a like, subscribe, share the video. Got a bunch more stuff on the way. We got a new Overwatch Season 20 on the way, at least when I'm recording this, about a week and a half away on August 20th. And then we also got Apex Legends stuff. I got some more stuff on the way for you guys, and then a bunch more Regulation H teams I'll be featuring for you guys here in the next week or so. Apart from that, I'm going to get out of here. Peace out, everybody. Thanks for watching.